Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about when you're struggling with those around you who just don't seem to understand what you have been through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. It's very difficult trying to come to terms with what you've been through and trying to put reality back in as to what's happened to you, trying to begin to think for yourself again and processing all the traumatic events. And then you've got some well-meaning people who just don't seem to understand, and some not so well-meaning people who are seemingly coming at you from all angles. If you have lived with or been in any form of narcissistic relationship during your life, it's very difficult for you as a person to come to terms with what you have been through and that people like this exist. And some people who are living it don't recognize it, as you most often once didn't recognize it, and people that haven't lived it don't understand it either. In the beginning, when we're coming to terms with it all, we can find it all so unbelievable. We can, more often than not, question ourselves, question if we are the narcissistic one. We can still find ourselves excusing the other person's behaviour. We can go through many different emotions. We can go through anger and resentment. We can go through feelings of guilt. We can start to recognise all the red flags and question why we didn't recognise the red flags, and then question our instincts, knowing that part of us did know, although we didn't know. It's hard enough accepting and coming to terms with what we've lived through. It's even harder to start saying it out loud, as sometimes once you do start learning about the disorder, you can almost sound narcissistic. When you learn how narcissists act, you can then question your perspectives, you can question what you're saying, question what other people are going to think of you, question your motives, question your intentions. And when you've been programmed over many years by a narcissist to question everything about your thoughts, your feelings and your opinions, when you are aware of what's happened to you, you question even more. In all honesty, the less people that have to learn about this and understand this, the better, because the less people that will have been through it. However, we do need education in this. Young children need educating in this so that it doesn't happen to them. They need educating in self-worth, self-belief, believing in their own thought process, their values, their boundaries. They also need to be educated in manipulative techniques that people use so that they don't fall into the trap of a narcissistic relationship. And it doesn't really matter how many are out there, how many are diagnosed, things like this. What matters is people are getting hurt, and without the awareness, without the understanding, people are going to carry on getting hurt. The information needs to be out there to stop this happening in the future, to break the cycle, to break the pattern. It can be very difficult if you need to seek protective orders. It can be very difficult when you first go to the police or think about going to the authorities, as more often than not, most people haven't bothered during the relationship. Most people are still questioning themselves. Most people are being told by others that they're being bitter, they're after revenge. So people then question their own motives. And the simple thing is, do you feel safe. If you do not feel safe, your motives are protecting your safety. That person shouldn't be doing whatever it is they are doing in order for you to feel unsafe and feel a need to go to the authorities to get help, to get protection. Many authorities are beginning to understand and do have your back. Some just don't get it. And when you're trying to process it and still questioning whether it is you at fault or the other person at fault, it can be devastating when they just don't seem to understand where you can come from. This can then pull on your emotions, and you can then start acting unhinged as you come from your emotional thinking and not your logical thinking. And it is very difficult because our minds have been programmed, our minds have been affected, our fear is heightened, our memories are lessened. It's difficult getting it all out. Most professionals these days are becoming more aware and do understand. Those who have been around narcissistic people are often left feeling powerless and feeling like they're going crazy, left with anxiety and depression, frustration, anger, hurt, trying to come to terms with everything they've been through. Not always, but most often isolated from support, isolated from friends, family, from finances. And those they thought they had in their lives, the narcissist has often got in there first with their mass smear campaign, where they want to damage your reputation, damage your character, damage your credibility, so the narcissist can get away with the very things that they actually did to you. If it's narcissistic parents, they've often been scapegoating you throughout your entire life. Narcissistic bosses have usually got in touch with other companies that do the same employment as you, that do the same work as you. Friends have usually already been gossiping to you with your other friends. Friends might fear reaction from the narcissist. Siblings might fear reaction if they go against the narcissist. Co-workers might fear reactions if they go against the boss. So when you do speak out or seek help and support from these people, you often end up feeling more confused, more distressed, more frustrated, as they just don't seem to want to help you because they themselves are living in fear, or they don't understand you. When it comes to explaining yourself, you shouldn't have to explain yourself to those who care about you, as they just want what's best for you. They would want to listen, offer guidance and support. Friends, family, people who care about you do not need your explanations because they care for who you are as a person. People who don't care about you will use them against you. They will not believe you. Many people don't tell others what's happening while they live it. Many people are gaslighted by the narcissist into not seeing reality, or into saying to people, it wasn't that bad, if only I hadn't. What the narcissist has programmed into people's mind. Many people, through the narcissist gaslighting, downplay the narcissist's behaviour and exaggerate theirs. Many people question themselves. Many people protect the narcissist to those around them. So the narcissist can seemingly come off as a well-to-do, happy, polite, well-mannered, loyal, respectable person. And those who don't come across as that, people usually fear them. We can all fall into that trap of painting our life to be ideal to the world around us, not wanting to stress loved ones out, not wanting to worry others, not wanting to put pressure on others, wondering if we are overreacting, if we are being too sensitive, not wanting to take it too far. Sometimes we don't want to have that risk of burning the bridge when the narcissist is breadcrumbing that hope that one day the dreams they once sold us, that they claim they wanted to, will be there. So we don't want to burn the bridges. We also don't want to hurt the very person who's hurting us. We don't really want to go around smearing their name, even though we're telling the truth. Especially when you start learning about the disorder, it can then come across, you can then feel like you're the one smearing the narcissist's name when all you're doing is telling the truth. When it comes to getting those around you to understand, it's not your job. It's not your job to change anybody else's opinions, anybody else's thoughts. It's your job to show people who you are as a person and lead people to be who they want to be as a person. If somebody doesn't want to understand you, you don't need them in your life. When you're a person that, even if you don't get where somebody is coming from, you try to see their perspective, you try to see their point of view, you can agree to disagree with someone. That's the kind of people you want within your life. Those who are turning against you, those who aren't willing to listen to you, those who are willing to gossip about you, judge you, criticize you. They're the negative people, the very people, whether they are on a disorder spectrum of the disorder or not, they are the very people you want to be walking away from. Our job isn't to change other people. Our job is to be aware and change ourselves to the given situation that we are in, learning from our past to create a better future. When it comes to things like courts, you need to document everything. You need an understanding of coercive, controlling behaviour, and you need to document everything you possibly can. When it comes to seeking the right support for you, therapists, coaches, people who deliver EMDR treatment, they are all trained by a person who trained a person who trained a person. They've all got their own beliefs, they've all got their own opinions, they've all got their own perspectives. So it's finding that therapist who you can connect with, who does understand you. There are many well-meaning therapists and coaches out there that just don't understand it from your perspective. So finding someone who does. Even in online support groups, you can get many people who've lived the same experience, and there'll be those that you connect with and those that you just need to stay away from. And most of them aren't coming from a place of negativity or trying to pull you down. It is just their opinion. So recognizing the difference between somebody who is meaning well but doesn't understand your personal triggers, and somebody who is purposefully trying to trigger you. It is very difficult when those around you don't understand what you've been through. Gaining the understanding within yourself, gaining the clarity within yourself, finding the closure for who you are as a person. You are a complete person. We are here to develop, learn and grow. Many people have been through some form of traumatic experience. There is those who then go around to take it out on other people, and there's those that go around to try and help other people. So finding out who you are as a person, working on your values, working on your beliefs. gathering any form of evidence. If you need evidence, try and keep things via messages or email if you need evidence for the court system. Other than that, leave it be. If people want to be there for you, they will be there for you. If people don't want to be there for you, they won't be there for you. You have to be there for yourself. You have to be at your best to give your best. Just like that oxygen mask on the aeroplane. The plane goes down and we don't have instructions, there'd be organised chaos, as most people who have compassion for those around them would try to save those around them first and then try to save themselves. So there'd be hands all over the show. Then there's narcissistic people who would let somebody save them and then get off the plane pretty sharpish and leave everybody else to it. What we need to do is make sure that we are at our best, put that oxygen mask on ourselves first, so that we are able to then help those around us at our best, because then we have, everybody then has more chance of survival. Going down on a plane, that's a whole other story, not really my forte. But you get the idea, it's more of a metaphor. You don't have to explain yourself to others. You don't have to justify yourself to others. You don't have to defend yourself to others, and you don't have to argue your point to others. If you have to explain yourself to people and people use those explanations against you, it's time to stop explaining to those people. If you need support, many of us need support through life. If you need support, it's finding the people who are supportive of you as you are supportive of them. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.